Hi, welcome to today's episode of A Couple of Things. A couple of days ago, I stumbled upon this LinkedIn post by a guy called Per Axbom, and he was asking about how you think about your data after you die. What do you want to happen to that data? And it got me thinking about something else that I've always thought about, maybe not always, but often, about how they often release like diaries of people who were alive a long time ago, quote unquote historical figures, or even letters that they wrote to their wives, their family, their friends, and those kinds of things. And I've always wondered about that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. One of my favorite newsletters of all time is Letters of Note. They also have a new one, well, not so new because it started last year, called Diaries of Notes or Diary of Note. And basically, he publishes letters and now also diary entries from many people who were pastors, who were preachers, who were scientists, who were writers, artists, different kinds of people from different times of our lives, of the world, of history. And I find those letters to be very fascinating because sometimes you're seeing things that are really, really personal, like a letter that someone wrote to their wife or a child wrote to their parents when they went to war, or those kinds of situations. And they're very deeply personal letters. Same for the diary entries that they publish. You see somebody's journal entry from the day their partner died or their kid died, or they experienced a life-changing situation that could be positive. So for example, maybe they got into an investment that made them a lot of money. And those things are, again, interesting. Because I think about the people who have died. I mean, some people decided to publish their diary entries as a collection of essays, or letters that they wrote to different people as a collection of essays, things that are publicly accessible and available for everyone to read. But some of these people are dead and they cannot consent, and they probably did not consent to most of their innermost thoughts and emotions and expressions of their feelings to their loved ones or even people that they hate being exposed to all and sundry to read. I know these people are dead, so it's not like they care or they can care. But I think about the ethicalness of it. I don't know if ethicalness is a word, but I think about how ethical it is to publish those entries, especially for people who did not consent to it. And I do see the value because some of those essays and diary entries and letters have helped me think of new things that I've never thought of before, or think about things that I have thought of or experienced in new and different ways, or just see the universality of the human experience, and how even someone who lived 3 centuries ago in some village in what is now the United Kingdom has thoughts and feelings and emotions that are similar to what I, a Nigerian now living in the Netherlands in the year 2024, can relate to. And how I think about it now is that because now we mostly communicate digitally, there's the public stuff, right? Like a public Facebook page, or now Twitter or LinkedIn or blogs and media posts and public newsletters and those kinds of things. Those things are there. But then again, they can be taken down. You can choose to take down your blog, your newsletter, and all the things you published. And maybe some internet archiving tool has captured it already. But for the most part, a lot of the things that we communicate, maybe via email, text, WhatsApp, those platforms, they're not things that other people can access except you expressly give them permission to. And so in the context of this, I wonder about those forms of essays and entries and diaries and things, because people also keep digital journals now, and even minus the specialized digital journal tools, people keep journals in Notion and Google Docs and different platforms, even though they are not originally designed to be journals. And so it just makes me think about how much of history and culture and context we may not see because now there's almost no way to access someone's digital data without their consent, which I think is a good thing, by the way, which is also why I have this tension about the letters in the letters of notes and diaries of notes and the other people who archive and keep and share diary entries and letters from people who have died centuries ago. And so back to where we started this. Per Axbom's post was basically asking about all the data that lives on after we die. How does it affect our family, our friends, the people that we know, and the many, many, many organizations that control and have access to all of this data. So all your emails are in your Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo Mail or whatever you use, and all your notes and all the docs you have in Google Docs and all your Notion documents and all the countless other platforms. What have you thought about what you want to happen to those things? Or is this something that has never crossed your mind? I know that Google has this thing where you can set up like a thing where if your account is inactive for an amount of time and maybe it assumes that you have died, that's why your Gmail is you've not used your Gmail in months, then you can give some people access so that they can forward all your information to them and those people can get access to your email and things like that. But I really wonder about like, what does it mean for our online or digital legacy and the ethics of making people's private information public? I don't know what to end this, so I'm going to end it here. Bye! Here's your regular reminder that I am accepting questions for the podcast, so please submit a question through the link in the description or the show notes, and I will answer in a future episode. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things with Lade Tawag. If you enjoyed any part of this episode or found any part of it useful or insightful, please leave a comment if you can on your podcast listening app. Like, subscribe, all the nice things, and of course share with someone, anyone at all. Thank you. Bye.